But before we get into all of that, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you the next episode in the Get Ready With Me Dust Collectors series that I'm doing with Paula from A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. As always, I will have Paula linked down below. We're going to do things just slightly different this month, as I am going to include my Wellbeing Wednesday update. As you may remember, I put a video out in January 2021 titled Wellbeing Wednesday, My Weight Loss Journey, or something similar to that, which I'll have linked up above here. And since then, I haven't come back to it. I basically put this video out and said, yep, this is what's going down, and then I let it fall to the wayside. So my plan is to include a quick kind of chatty update in relation to Wellbeing Wednesday within this video, because why not kill two birds with one stone? But before we get into that, maybe I should introduce the palette of the month. So this month, we are going to be working on this I Heart Revolutions palette. It is the Sour Cherry palette. I got this at Christmas. It came in a bundle mystery box thing, which I have actually filmed that video, and I haven't edited it or uploaded it at this point, but I have two videos I filmed around Christmas before my no buy started, based on some Revolution mystery boxes that I got, and I really need to edit them and put them onto the tube, but we will get to that at another day. Anyway, so this is the palette we're going to be working on. It is a small palette, only 8 shades, but this is what we're going to focus. I will stick up a swatch picture up here of what they all look like, but I'm thinking I want to do something kind of simple and focus more on maybe this shade, which is one of the only. These 3 here are mattes, and the rest are all shimmer. But I think I want to focus on this one here in my transition, and then maybe focus on this orange and purple shade. So let's get straight into it. I have already done my base makeup, including my eye primer, so I'll just pull you in and we'll get to it. So I'm going to start with this shade here. They don't have names, they all seem to be numbered. Yes, and they're all pressed pigments according to the back of this packaging. But this is number 1, actually. This is number 1, so we'll focus on this one first in my crease. So, Wellbeing Wednesday, what happened? What is going down? Have I, in fact, been having some weight loss? If you watch my Wellbeing Wednesday video, LTLA Journey, that's what it was called, I started a program called Learn to Live Again, which was a supplement program, and it's a mono something diet where essentially you only eat one type of an item at a certain weight, plus you take your supplements, and boom, bam, you lose some weight. Probably not the most healthiest way to lose weight in reality, but it seemed to work for a lot of people around me, so I wanted to give it a try. And yes, in all likelihood, my expectations were probably too high. But I didn't lose weight as quickly as I was hoping. In fact, I felt that I was kind of going backwards more often than not, but I kept trying. And then my sister seen the doctor about an ailment she had, which kind of related to something that I've had for many, many years, which is pain down in my side about where my liver is. I've had pain there for over 10 years now, and I've been back and forth to the doctors many times and had many tests. And the last 2 times I went was once I got told that my liver function was fine and we don't know what's wrong with you, and the next option would be we go in and do a biopsy, and considering your liver function is fine, we don't particularly want to do that. And then the time after that, I got told that I had slush in my gallbladder, and it was refractory pain that I was feeling, which makes sense. So I essentially left it alone for a while. But what my sister was seeing the doctor about had something to do with liver, and it was genetic. So I thought I would go and see the doctor again and maybe see what was going on. So back to the doctor I went. This time around it was pretty good. I went and got a ultrasound, got some tests done. Though it didn't turn out what they thought, what was going on with my sister had nothing to do with what was going on with me. I got diagnosed with fatty liver, moderate fatty liver to be exact, which is not a great start to my day. It's not the worst because it is fixable, I guess, but obviously it is not fantastic to be getting such news. So I've started a process on that, and obviously that means less fatty foods and less alcohol, though I actually don't drink. For being Australian, I don't actually drink very often, so it's very annoying that I have a illness that a lot of the times is associated with alcoholism, and I am not a heavy drinker in any way, shape or form. But anyway, it is what it is. So I've started that process, which meant I was working hard on the Learn to Live Again diet. And I had lost a bit of weight. I'd lost about 5 kilos. And for a long time, as well as the liver pain, I've been getting kind of shooting pains across my stomach that feels kind of like a grumble, like when you're hungry. You feel hungry, but you feel sick, but it hurts, and the grumble just kind of continues without stopping, if that makes sense. Not really. I don't even think my doctor knew what I was talking about, but that's kind of how that pain's been going. Now, I got referred to a surgeon because it could mean things like ulcers, etc. I've been tested for my thyroid because that's a genetic issue, and no, that's fine, but I had to go in for a camera down the throat to see if I had some ulcers. Currently, where I'm sitting, because of this issue, I was recommended by my surgeon to cease doing the Learn to Live Again item because especially because the digestive enzymes that I had to take as part of the program were actually causing the pain more, which is another reason why we thought possibly ulcers. Unfortunately, I have had my camera down the throat, and they have let me know that there was nothing going on that they could see. However, I do have another doctor's appointment in about a week's time. But there was no obvious issues, which means no obvious ulcer issues. Which also means we still have no idea what is going on. Not a great start. But I have another appointment in a couple weeks, so we'll see what happens there. But essentially, in regards to the Learn to Live Again program, I've kind of ceased it at this point because the digestive enzymes, etc., were causing me pain, and I don't want to continue in that. And also, my doctor's recommended at this point to cease it until we have a better idea of what's going on. So now I'm going to jump into this orange shade, which according to this is number 7. And I'm going to put this all over my lids. But, so that's essentially where I'm sitting in regards to my Wellbeing Wednesday and my weight loss. I think I've kind of not gone very far with it since then. I do need to also go back in a month or so to get another ultrasound in regards to my fatty liver to see what's going on there. But other than that, that's basically where we are. So we're not doing too bad in the great big scheme of things, but we're not doing that great either. I don't mind this orange. This is a good looking orange. Obviously, though, as the doctors have informed me multiple times, weight is a big issue, especially in regards to the fatty liver side of things. So it is obviously a goal going forward that I do manage to lose a portion of weight. But at the moment, I'm not actively working, I guess, to lose weight. I'm just jumping back into that number 1 shade, that transition shade, just to transition it out. And I might actually, after this, dip into that orange and see if that can help smoke it out a bit. So I'm dipping into the orange as well. I'm using that to kind of merge it together, I guess. So really, I guess that is all my information in regards to the weight loss aspects and my Wellbeing Wednesday. So I guess I'm trying to focus on my well-being in a different way than just losing weight. And yes, because I haven't actually, I don't think, I haven't weighed myself in a while, lost any weight. I felt weird doing the video about it. Also, I will say, because I did do the Learn to Live Again program for a couple months, that I'm not sure how I feel about the program. We started off, we were following the rules as it says in the program, but it was just really hard because, like I said, it was like a mono something diet, which means you eat, so for breakfast you would have 100 grams of chicken, and then at lunchtime you would have, say, 50 grams of chicken and 200 grams of cucumber, because it's all quite one item, this mono thing, because your body will find that easier to digest one item than digesting all the different items. And it is really boring and horrible. And I like prawns, but the amount of times we ate prawns, I real got sick of prawns. I would be happy to not see a prawn again for a decent chunk of time. And the same goes for chicken. So I was finding that hard. But on top of that, then when I spoke to people who I knew had done the program and had quite a lot of success on it, they're all telling me that they didn't follow the program. This is the orange again. The program to that extreme level, that they would basically, as long as they stuck within their weight, they would add weight of food, they would add other vegetables, etc. So it's like, what's the point? If you're not even following the program correctly, is that the program that's at issue? Anyway, so we started doing that for a while, which I didn't mind, but I just, like I said, we weren't losing weight to the level that I knew others were. And I mean, that is hard to deal with when those around you are doing a similar program and are breaking the program more often than not, and a lot of weight falling off them, and then you're just trudging along finding it difficult. So it's not a sustainable program in its original essence from my point of view. Especially because I wouldn't have said that I necessarily eat unhealthily. Maybe I eat too much, maybe I don't exercise enough. That's probably more the issues. But dropping that food just caused more. And the fact that with the program, you're meant to weigh yourself every day, which I also found. I'm just going to go in with this purple on this thin brush and do it along my lower lash line. I found that actually, for someone, I wouldn't have said beforehand that I had terrible self-esteem. Some days, obviously, as with most people, I would look in the mirror and think, wow, you're real chub. You know, you're not looking that great, girl. But mostly I have got decent self-esteem. But weighing yourself every day, it's a eating disorder waiting to happen. You become, like my mum said to me, it's all you did was think about food. You're thinking about lunch, or you're thinking about breakfast, or you know, you're thinking as soon as while you're eating one meal, you're thinking, okay, in 3 hours I have to eat this meal. We have to get ready for that. Or then every morning you would weigh yourself and think, oh, but yesterday for dinner I had 200 grams of cucumber. How have I gone up 200 grams? You know, you become obsessive when you're weighing yourself every day. Yes, it's interesting to see the slight differences, but I think in regards to this program, I, you know, was getting to a point where ideas were going through your head. What if I just skipped that meal? What if I just didn't eat dinner? Then I could go down, because all I want to do is go down. You know, it becomes an obsession, and I didn't particularly think mental health wise that was a great aspect of the program. Yes, data is interesting. I love data. As you can tell, I've started weighing my products because to see that slight difference is great. But in regards to a person, in regards to myself and my weight, weighing myself every morning become an obsession rather than, you know, a good thing. And especially on top of that, you know, some of my family members, they started weighing themselves multiple times a day to see if any difference had come, which I understand that your body weight fluctuates during the day too. So depending on what time you weigh yourself, depends on how much water weight, etc. your body is carrying. But it become this obsession of getting down another 100 grams, another 100 grams. So I think that that's something that if I was going to go back onto the program, which at some point I plan to because I still have all the supplements and things, I do like this purple, I wouldn't go in that hard, and I wouldn't weigh myself every day, because that was definitely a unhealthy mechanism in regards to mental health. And because I have an obsessive personality, so I was becoming obsessed regarding food, what I'm eating, how much water I'm drinking, what weight I am today, what weight I am tomorrow. And, you know, it would set you up for your whole day. So if I've put on 100 grams, that's nothing, really. But if I'd put on 100 grams, that's it, my whole day. I was sad. I was upset. You know, it become, an obsessive thing, which was not good. So I think I'm going to leave, oh, wow, I got some on my face. I'm going to use this color down here, which kind of looks like Universal from the Australis palette that is currently in my Mario Kart project pan. But I'm going to use that, which it looks to be number 5, I think, or number 4. I'm going to use that in my inner corner. I will say this one is a very glittery. It's got some big glittery chunks in it, which I don't know if I particularly like, but so yes, I think that the program is definitely good for some people, but from my side of things, I wouldn't recommend it to somebody who has already got the tendency to become obsessive about things, especially food. I have a friend who even said to me it is an eating disorder waiting to happen, and I think it is. It is definitely something that you would have to have, I think, the right mindset to be able to do that kind of program, because it did feel very obsessive and weighing and calories, and I'd rather just do one of those things, like maybe just calorie count. So that's one thing that my doctor recommended, was more like just eat healthier food and focus more on smaller meals but healthier, or adding more vegetables rather than protein and that kind of stuff, rather than looking at something where it's, meals are no longer enjoyable, they're just obsessions as such. Okay, so that's all I think I'm going to do for my eye look. I'm going to use some setting spray, and I'm going to do my lashes and my waterline and my lips, and we'll be right back. And I'm back. So I use the Maybelline Lasting Fix setting spray. This is in my 50 Shades of Purple project. I also used on my lips, I used the Revlon HD matte lip mousse. This one is in Death Valley, and it is also in my 50 Shades of Purple project. To finish off my eyes, I used this W7 Super Gel Blackest Black eyeliner. This is in a project, I can't remember what one, but I will have it linked up above. I don't particularly love this eyeliner. I find that it doesn't really transfer, I guess. It doesn't really come off the pencil onto my waterline, though it's meant to be gel, and then it doesn't really last very long, so I don't really love it. I think I'm going to focus maybe more on using it as a base, but we'll see. But I don't love this pencil. If anyone's had this pencil and have any suggestions for me to make it better, please let me know down in the comments. And to finish up, I used the Go Big or Go Home mascara from KVD. And I don't mind this item. I got this in a little bundle pack. I wouldn't pay full price for a top-end, high-end luxury brand mascara. I think that a lot of other mascaras, like some of the Essence mascaras, are just as good, I guess, so I would quite happily use them. I think this one is getting close to being finished, which is good. I'll be happy to finish this one up. So with that all being said, let's focus back on the palette. I am quite happy with the look I have achieved today, and I'm quite happy with the feel and the shades within this palette. Let me just pull it up. I do think that this one here was quite gritty, glittery, I guess. A little bit different to, it looks very similar to the one in my Australis palette. I would have said color shade wise they're probably dupes, but in regards to formula, that one is a lot smoother than this one. I can see what they're trying to do. It's not too bad. Yeah, can you see those little, like, the glitters? Even in my finger, I can see it's trying to be smooth, but it isn't. Maybe once I get down past the top layer, it might have more of that smoothie metallic feel to it, but at the top it's not so much. But I did enjoy this palette. It is a good palette. I wouldn't say, even though I've used it as a standalone palette, it could be a standalone palette, but overall I don't know if there's enough in here to be a standalone palette if you were, say, going away or something like that, if that makes sense. Like, it's okay to use it as a standalone palette for a once off like today, but if you were going on a holiday, I probably wouldn't recommend taking this one as your only palette. However, if you've got a couple of little ones like this, you could definitely mix and match and get really a decent amount of shadows and take up less space. And with all that, I'm Verity. That was another episode in my Dust Collectors Get Ready With Me series with Paula from A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It, featuring my Wellbeing Wednesday update. And now to the outro.